Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Charles from CBIT Consultancy. Today we're going to be looking at this PC which is coming to us. It's blue screening and crashing on a regular basis. So we're going to have a look at it, look at the logs and try and diagnose what the issue is so we can correct it. Well, on for the journey. First thing we're going to do is we're going to connect it up to our monitor and we're going to boot it up and have a look at the logs to see what we can see and see if what errors are. The first port of call is going to be the Windows Event Viewer. What we're going to do is going to look through here to see if we can see any issues which are being presented at this level. The first log we're going to look at is the application log. We're going to filter it, so we're only looking at critical, error and warnings. This will get rid of all of the information alerts which we don't need to worry about at the moment. And we do have quite a few bits in here. We have got some application errors and where the application has hung. We'll investigate each of these to work out which one of these might be causing the errors. I found a potential issue with some AMD software. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to download the latest AMD drivers and chipset just to make sure we've got the correct version installed. So we've installed the Gigabyte App Center. We're going to check the BIOS, see what version we've got. So current BIOS is the F10. F10 is from 2020. We will be downloading the latest version, which is F14, to see if we can fix some of these issues. And we will check the RAM, because the RAM is not running at the correct speed. We're going to be checking the XMP profile to see what has been configured on that. Okay, we're going to update the BIOS. Let's just verify the file. That's now updated. The BIOS has now been updated. We're going to go and check the XMP profile to see what setting that is on. XMP is disabled. So we're going to put the XMP, so it should go from 26 up to 3200. We've got 32 gig of RAM in this machine. So hopefully that should help with the system as well. I'm going to be taking out the motherboard. There's a couple of screws missing, so I'm going to put some additional screws in, and I'm going to reroute the cables to help with airflow, just to make it nice and tidy. The memory is now at 3200, which is what it should be doing. The BIOS has been updated, so the drivers have been updated. I am going to now just remove the motherboard and do a bit of cable management. Now we've updated the BIOS and updated the drives, I'm going to do a bit of cabling work inside the machine just to make it a bit tidier. Let's get on with that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the hard drive which we've got in here. This machine has got both M.2 and a full-size hard drive in it. there is a design flaw with this case. You can't get to the top screw because the hard drive caddy is in the way. I'm just going to disconnect some of these cables to make it so we've got a bit of room to work with. All the cables moved out of the way. Just remove the screws. This is a tight fit. There we go. Okay, so we're going to move some of these standoffs, put a few extra ones in and make it so we've got a bit of extra support on the motherboard. Right. I'm just going to move these standoffs out a bit. The correct location. Needed there. And we'll install these extra ones up here. One there. One there. We've got to try and get the other one under here, but when we can't get our tool in. There's no weight, so just have to use some pliers. It's now in. When we took it out, this particular standoff is come loose, so we just need to take that one out. that back in. There we go. We can now reinstall the motherboard, as this one's got a built-in I/O shield, makes it a lot easier. We've just got to carefully get it in underneath the hard drive caddy. It's a tight fit. There we go, and all of those screws line up. Get these fastened back in. I'm not over tightening these because I don't want to damage the board. Another last one going in. Let's see what we can do with these cables to make them a bit tidier. We do have a bit of space at the back, so I'm going to try threading them through and then back through again in the correct locations. So front audio and front USB. HD audio goes across the board. Nice if all of these were on one side, easy access. Okay. Next one is front USB. One in there. We've got front USB 3 and the front panel. I look for the buttons now. So we just put the USB 3 into the USB port. Take it in. This motherboard does come with a nice little holder for the front switches, so instead of trying to work out where they are on the motherboard, we can just follow them on here. Slide that in there. The reset switch and the power switch, they both go in there like that. And then we've just got the power LED. Once that's all been done, we can just slide that onto the front panel. We just need to slide that in, and it should just pop in nicely like that. See if we've got, there we go. So that's as good as we're going to get with this cabling with what we've got. Move the USB 3 out of the way. There. Well, next we will install the hard drive. Once we've screwed it in from this side, nice and tight, stop any wobble, flip it over, and we can screw it in from the other side. Okay, we've got a couple of holes which we can put our screwdriver through. One. This other one, which is currently being blocked by the front panel. Move that out of the way. It's not the easiest to find the hole. There we go. There we go. It's the hard drive plumbed in. Screwed in anyway. Got a fan which we are going to be putting. We've got a system fan header up near the CPU connector, so we can put that up there out of the way. The SATA cable needs to go in for the hard drive. See if we can route that down underneath out of the way. There we go. Now we're onto the power cables. I'm just going to connect them up at the power supply in first. There we go. The CPU one, which goes down there, and then we've got the SATA cable. It's a shame there isn't a SATA cable with just one SATA connector on, but we've got four, so we're going to have to find the extra space to do the bits. Okay, I'm going to route those cables through now. There's only much space at the back of one of these motherboards. There we go. Perfect. So done. So, boot it back up, make sure we've not dislodged anything. back at the Windows login. There we go, that's looking better. Side on. Just going to check the memory out as well now, so we're running the Windows memory checker just to make sure there isn't any issues with the memory. So that's what a few of the logs were referring to. So we'll just leave this to do its job and then we'll come back later. Okay, the memory check has just completed on this PC. It's come back with no errors at all. What we'll do now is we'll get this put back into the client's environment and get them to test it fully just to make sure to see if the issue has been resolved. Hopefully with the BIOS updates, the BIOS reconfiguration and the driver updates, this will fix the issues which we've got. If you like watching this sort of thing, then please click subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get updates when we release new videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.